You might be wondering what's the difference between running 21 kilometers on the road and running 21 kilometers on the mountain. Well, let me give you a little spoiler. There's just a teeny weeny tiny difference. Like looking up the hill and not seeing where it ends. That's when I knew I was in trouble. So look, I'm not really a runner. I mean, I run technically, but not far and definitely not fast. For me, it's more like functional training. Park runs to and from the gym, just trying to stay in shape, build endurance, that sort of thing. Also, I had a brutal knee injury a while back. Turned my leg into a stiff noodle for years. Doctors told me I might never run again without surgery. So naturally I thought, hey, why not sign up for a 21-kilometer mountain race? Makes perfect sense, right? Where I live, mountain running's become kind of a thing lately, so I thought let's give it a shot. I found a race, signed up, and upped my weekly mileage to 25 kilometers. Elite training, I know. Now, most of my training was in a park and a little forest. Not exactly flat, but compared to mountain terrain, might as well be the Netherlands. And I was a bit worried about the downhill though, since that's what wrecked my knee in the first place. So 1 week before the race, I tested the route with my father-in-law. He's 30 years older than me, which actually makes him kind of a beast, right? Or makes me really slow. It's Sunday morning. We're heading to the race, we're behind schedule. It's nothing new, but it's pretty cold outside. So, we just parked the car.
It's cold.
And started walking to the race.
3, 2, 1, start! Semi-marathon Orme per Life! Go, go, go!
We're in this small mountain village, everyone's buzzing, smiling. One guy even joked after the first turn, "You're almost there." That was a lie. Pretty quickly gravity showed up and slapped us all across the face. My run was quickly becoming a hike, and I met the main character of this race, Mr. Elevation. This wasn't just a 21-kilometer run, it came with 1200 meters of elevation, and since the finish was back at the start, that meant up and down. And let me tell you, I felt that. Naturally, I couldn't run the steeper uphills, but I walked them like aggressively. Like the I'm on a mission walking, okay, so no slacking off. I was passing people, feeling strong, but then came the downhill. And suddenly it was the cheese race from England. People were flying down like downhill goats. And there I was, getting passed by everyone. And I mean everyone. Big, small, wide, round, everyone. Again and again and again. And that bugged me badly. I wanted to go faster too, but this exact kind of downhill sprint was what tore my knees years ago. So I had to let my ego eat dirt and run smart, I guess. Now, if you're dealing with knee pain or just curious about how I fixed mine, I made a whole video about that, so make sure to check that out wherever it appears. Honestly, it changed my life. Anyway, this weird game of leapfrog continued. I passed people on the climbs, they zoomed by me on the downhills. My competitive side was screaming, but my knees were feeling good, so that was worth it. As we climbed higher, fog started rolling in. Thick fog, like horror movie fog. But it still looked really nice. To be honest, I really enjoyed the fog. At some point rain came, my stabilizer broke, my phone took a dive into the mud, and I didn't even notice when we hit the peak. It all just kind of blurred together. But after some gruesome hours, I got to the descent. It was slick, muddy, everything hurt. My legs were basically soup. I had to consciously control every step so my knee wouldn't take the full impact. Quads, calves, tibialis, they were doing all the work. And they were letting me know that. At this point, massive shout out to the volunteers. Some were literally yelling through the mist so we'd know which way to go. Absolute legends.
Merci, merci.
Bravo, bravo, super!
The last section was basically a mud slope. Brutal, but I could see the village, which gave me hope.
Pic până la finish, filmezi cu finish-ul. Hai că noi expozăm zâmbetul, ce zici? Așa, cu zâmbet, excelent!
Then finally I reached the finish line. I clocked in at 3 hours and 13 minutes, pace around 9 minutes per kilometer. Not Olympic, but not too bad either. Here's what really matters though. I finished without major pain. 4 days later, I feel amazing. You know, a few years ago I was told I might never run again. Now, I ran a mountain half marathon with 1200 meters of elevation, and I walked the next day like it was nothing. Well, almost. So here's what I want to say. Train smart, move well, care for your body. You don't need to be the best. Just be better than the voice that tells you to stop. Good movement heals way more than you think. If you want to know how I actually rehabbed my knee and build it back stronger than it was, make sure to check the video in the description. Might save your knees too.